Hello everybody and welcome back to RogueTech, where we are currently working our way towards an insurgent leader, and there's a lot of enemies out there, but they're not particularly threatening enemies. So we're just going to sprint our Hector up over this way for right now. And with those ERPPCs, we're going to pot shot out at this cavalry. Actually, the AC-5s would also do the trick. Let's go ahead and pot shot this. We may or may not get anything out of it. Okay, it's something, but it's not much. Our allies are going to fire on that Ripper indirect and hit absolutely nothing. That's not shocking. Okay, next up, we are, of course, going to move up our Salamander here. We're going to look for any interesting splash damage locations, although I don't think there really are any. And so I think we're probably going to just fire on this Orion, since we can do that. I would like to fire in guided direct mode here. Light him up.
Knocking on target.
We missed one of those, but the other one took out that left arm,
Critical hit.
and that is great. It is now unsteady. However, he will move fairly soon. 5 damage into that Ripper, sure. And in fact, the Orion moves now, but this flank is very, very injured. And he exposes front arc to us, so this is fine. Of course, we are currently all fuchsia because we, or rather magenta, because we were a little hasty in starting up the game. 19.8%, actually 59% on that cavalry is not bad. Let's go ahead and pot shot this.
Engaging target.
Structure exposure, and the large laser also hit, but unfortunately, the cavalry didn't get shot down there. The Prowler moves up and also fires on the cavalry though, and that could shoot it down. It did not. Okay. Well, we've got some helicopters that are very close to being dead. Our Black Knight can step up to here.
Moving to position.
And I would like to fire on something. I know that that is very descriptive. For sure. That's definitely a very descriptive way to put it. I guess we'll pot shot this cavalry. We're a ways away from everything, but ooh, that should be a kill. Yes, indeed. So that is one of their helicopters shot down. What else do they have? Well, they're going to move something. And it's going to be the Maxim. Any moment now, Maxim. Their hovercraft are catching up with us, like they're moving down this road, and that's good. We're very okay with this. It's just kind of chilling there. AMS doing its thing.
No retreat.
Okay.
Awaiting
So our Black
orders.
Knight is going to step up to here now.
Confirmed.
Acid that we didn't see. We should probably clear this out. We'll have the Wolverine work on that. I think I'm going to go for the Ripper, perhaps. Everything else is so far away for the Black Knight. We could use LRMs, I suppose. But I don't really like to use FTL on helicopters. So I think what we'll do is we're just going to pot shot like this and otherwise sink heat.
Target locked.
We got a few hits in there on that Ripper. That'll do. Excellent. The cavalry closes in.
Ready to get it on.
Battlemaster is going to move up to
Coordinates
here.
received.
And we could probably go for the shoot down on the Ripper. You know what? Let's do it. Let's go for the shoot down on the Ripper.
Engaging.
It's very close, but not quite what we needed. Okay.
Waiting for orders.
Well, the Hector is going to move up.
Heading out.
It's a good long-range mech. We've got mediocre odds out over there. In fact, just generally mediocre odds on everything but the Orion. We're going to go for the Orion. That's a really solid shot there. We're going to sink a little heat by not firing one ERPPC. There we go. Okay. So that's a decent Decent damage to that Orion. It's almost unsteady, but it will move
hear
fairly
ya.
soon. Our Wolverine is going to position just here. And we're going to go into our active abilities, attack ground, only with the PPC. And we're going to attack ground right here. I want to clear out a good chunk of these mines.
You betcha.
There we go. One of the best uses of PPCs, in my opinion. Excellent. So the Shillelagh is going to fire on the Orion, and that got some Inferno hits and actually made it unsteady. That's solid. The Orion moves next phase, so we have one mech that can take advantage of that, but let's see which one it will be. It's going to be the Awesome, so actually we can do some solid damage to the Orion. They're going to have one mover here. Probably this Ripper is going to be what's going to move, but yeah, it's going to back off. Okay.
I
Sounds
live
good to me.
serve.
The Awesome is going to surge forward over here.
On my way.
And we're going to take this heavy attack on the Orion. In fact, I think we're going to drop the medium lasers due to hit odds and fire the Rocket 20. I would like this Orion to be a guaranteed kill. That still spread out a little more than I was hoping,
I'm out of SRMs.
but that's some solid hits there. The Orion was reserved back to phase 13 by that, so that'll be fine. That did what we needed. Another PPC hitting the ground over here, maybe clearing out a couple mines that our sensors
Yes,
didn't
Commander.
catch. The Orion is just going to step forward
Moving
up
to
here, and
position.
we're going to fire on their Orion. I'm not going to fire this PPC to sink heat, and I'm also not going to fire the heavy rotary AC-5. Maybe we do fire this PPC. Nope. Okay. Solid. That's a dead Orion,
Target neutralized.
and that's a 20% bonus for us. Wonderful.
What do you need?
The Centurion is going to step up to here. Centurion's another long-range mech. I would like to fire on one of these helicopters, I think. 52.7% on the LRM. I think that means that we fire on the cavalry. Do it. Not the greatest rolls there, but it'll be okay. The Prowler is going to fire on the Ripper. It did get a hit there. So that's 5 more damage that we wouldn't have otherwise had, I suppose. The Salamander is going to move up. We're mostly interested in heat sink. Can we fire the large X-Pulse and sink? Yeah, it does sink a tiny amount. We'll pot shot that. We don't hit, but we're not shocked. Our AMS Mark II is now unjammed. The Condor moves up, fires on the cavalry. It does get 4 damage in there. That's really not very impressive, though. Okay. Phase 13. It's going to be one of these guys. Probably it'll be the Maxim. AMS doing its job. Excellent. And now it'll be the Prowler moving. I'm hoping it'll come down this road, but it would be foolish to do so. Yeah, it's going for the mineral field. That makes a lot more sense. Okay. Looks good.
Commander?
So at this point, our Awesome moves up, and we'll just see what our hit odds are like. On the Cavalry, 47. On the A11, 28. And on the Ripper, 20.8. Well, that makes for some easy arithmetic. It's got to be the Cavalry, but we're going to sink heat.
May I interest you in
We missed.
consulting
We're
our-
not shocked by that. The odds were not in our favor.
Oh, man.
Okay, phase 21. The Ripper comes back. Okay. Adorable.
Waiting for
The
orders.
Battle Master is going to step forward to here.
Roger that.
And do we go for the Ripper here? Do we go for the Cavalry? The Cavalry is actually the way to go here. Okay. I'm going to not fire the large laser, but I am going to fire the improved heavy laser. Oof. Okay. Oh, they ejected. Sure. That'll work.
Commander?
So the Black Knight is now going to step forward here. Given the Black
Moving
Knight's
out.
range, I think that we should definitely fire on this Ripper. This is definitely going to be a pot shot, but with this happening, I mean, we could very easily get a stray shot in there.
We'll go.
And there we go. That was what we needed. Fantastic.
Down.
So now we know that they have their 2 hovercraft over here, and they have an insurgent leader over here. But what's this guy then? Is he part of the reinforcements? Huh. I don't know.
Stand aside.
I'm not going to think too much about that. We're going to take the Orion up to here. We can only pot shot on the A11. We're going to sink a little heat and
Roger
pot
that.
shot it. Yeah, nothing. We're not surprised by that. We don't really have the range to get rid of that guy. He was the only one we had LOS on, though.
Waiting on you, Commander.
The Wolverine is going to sprint forward and do exactly the same thing. We're going to pot shot that PPC again. Only a 25% hit chance, and even if it hits, it's not going to destroy the lightning bolt.
Systems recycling for another shot.
Okay. Next up, the Hector. The Hector should have much better odds on taking this guy down. Yes, indeed. Go ahead and build up that heat.
Engaging.
We only hit one of those. That's a little unfortunate, but given the odds, that's about what we expected. Okay, we now see that it's a Black Knight with an artillery piece. Okay. Well, now we know. Managed to hit with that PPC, and that's not just any
Lot
PPC.
damage, holding firm.
That's a heavy PPC.
Waiting for orders.
Okay. Salamander's going to move up here.
That's it.
Our immediate goal? Hit this Black Knight with our own artillery. We're going to have to fire indirect, and at this range, it's going to have to be standard. But we can still hopefully get some armor shred on that Black Knight. This would overheat us. We're only going to fire the 1 arrow for. Let's see if they've got AMS.
Engaging.
Primary target damage, Commander.
They do, but our artillery still hit. Fantastic. Prowler firing on the Maxim, doing a little bit of front arc damage there. We'll take it.
Yeah.
Our Centurion is going to step up to here. This is one of our long-range mechs. We're going to go ahead and fire on this A11, although these hit odds are pretty bad, I think mostly due to target moved. Yeah, and we're also beyond our max range here, so there's some of that. I'm going to not bother firing the Ultra AC5 just to sink a little heat. We're otherwise just going to fire the LRM-20. A Mark II AMS over here, and a missile AMS on the A11. Okay, good to know. So they're hitting the Prowler over here. That's fine. If these guys stay in this field, we can start firing our artillery here. And I probably should have done that last round, in retrospect. Phase 14, let's see what their hovercraft decide to do. Okay. Decent out. Our own AMS doing the trick. Our ally not really doing anything of note there. And let's see what the Prowler decides. Really? Get aggressive like that. Okay. I mean, I think that's foolish, but if that's what it wants to do, I'll allow it.
I hear ya.
The Wolverine is going to move up over this way. And we are going to go for that Prowler. Now, our hit odds aren't the best, but we're going to give it a go.
No sweat.
Wasn't great on the PPC and MRMs missing, but
How's it
that's,
going?
that's fine. The Salamander will go ahead and move up. And I think at this point, I want to exhaust that AMS on the AMS Mark II on the Black Knight. Even if they shoot down the Arrow 4s here, I think I'm okay with that.
Acknowledged.
And they did not. 0 of 2 hit. Fantastic.
Wait your command.
The Awesome is going to step up over here. We're going to check these hit odds. 77, we're taking it. I'm going to also fire the bolt-on eye rocket. I would like this Prowler eliminated. We're just going to do this.
Engaging.
That was okay. One of those PPCs missing was painful, but that's fine.
Watch my heat levels.
Our long-range Centurion is going to position here. We'll check our hit odds. Probably best on the Prowler is my best guess. And yeah, I believe that this is best on the Prowler. Okay. That armor is soaking up a lot of punishment right now. The Orion is going to sprint forward, is a little behind. We're once again going to go for the Prowler here. Light him up.
Locking on.
Solid damage there. That Prowler doesn't have much left. Our ally goes as well, and that could have been a kill. That was actually a reasonably likely kill there, but it didn't happen.
Awaiting orders.
Our Black Knight is going to step up and finish the job. Our Black Knight is, of course, restricted to a more modest range. We're going to just do something like this, and hopefully we get something into that front arc. There we go. Perfect.
Enemy vehicle destroyed.
Okay, so we're going to move up with our Battle Master here. All we can do is sprint up. We're out of range.
What's up,
Our Hector is, of course, a longer range mech. We're going to fire on the A11. We don't really have the best of hit odds here. We're going to sink a little heat, but we'll give this a go. Nope. Okay. Phase 17. That moves phase 15, so it's going to be the A11 that moves now. Fires on the Awesome, no luck. Now, the danger here is that the Thumper lands, like, here, or perhaps... Well, yeah, well... There. Yep, that's the danger. But that doesn't really do all that much damage. That's really not that bad. I don't think that's even a Thumper or a Sniper artillery. It didn't do all that much. Okay, so let's see what this hovercraft does. The Maxim positions over there, fires on the Chalet. It fired indirect. Can we get LOS there? That was another indirect shot. It's just kind of lurking behind this rock over here. Let's find out.
What can I do
Our
for you?
Wolverine can move up over this way. Yeah, no LOS over there. The Wolverine will position here, and we're just going to fire on the A11. This is a pot shot. We're a long ways away.
Special delivery.
Yep, didn't expect much.
Stand still while I'm attacking you.
Next up, our Salamander is going to position here.
On my way.
Let's check our hit odds on the A11 in flak mode. What about guided flak? Okay, that's awful. We're actually going to continue firing on the Black Knight. I want to continue reducing its armor, but only the single arrow for.
On it.
I think that one got hit by the AMS.
Reporting negative damage.
No, it didn't. It just hit down here where the Black Knight was sheltered.
I'm here.
Unfortunate. Okay, that's fine. The Awesome will move up,
Daniel.
and it will continue to fire on that A11. We're going to only be able to potshot one heavy PPC because of heat. And we're not surprised that it doesn't hit.
That didn't hit?
No, of course not. Why would you think it would hit? The Battle Master is going to make its way forward, and we actually do see an LOS over here. Nice.
Roger.
We'll position there, and we're just going to potshot the long-range heavy lasers.
Locking on target.
We did hit with the large laser there, not with the heavy, only the large.
Good to go.
The Orion is going to sprint forward as well. And we're going to fire on the A11, only with a single PPC here. Our hit odds are getting better up that way.
Engaging.
That's a hit, actually. Solid.
Need something, Chief?
Our Hector is going to position off over this direction. I would like to get out over here somewhere. I saw this position. It's kind of mediocre, but let's take a look at it. Yeah, it's kind of mediocre because it has obstructed LOS for both of these.
Locked on target.
We'll just pot shot this. Yeah, didn't expect it. Okay.
Over the red line. Heat damage.
The Black Knight is going to continue to head on forward. And at this point, we can fire on the A11. Only with the LRMs. And only in FTL mode. Now, I don't love this. But if we happen to hit with the leader, then that's a huge deal. But we didn't. Oh, we did hit with the leader on one of them. And we triggered their AMS, which is not awful. Black Knight moves up, fires on the Awesome. Decent choice. Good splash damage there.
Losing armor.
Our armor is fine,
Took a
though.
hard hit there.
Yeah, we're okay.
Wow, that was bad.
No, we're fine. We're completely fine.
Let's
Centurion
go.
is going to move up to here, and we are going to fire on 33%. We're going to fire on this A11. We'll roll this.
Okay, I'm on it.
Reasonable armor shred on it. I saw that this AMS was out of ammo. That's very, very good for us. So the A11 moves away, hotshots the Battlemaster and misses. Okay. It's all good. Prowler firing on that Maxim. Hopefully the Maxim comes out over this way. That's what I'm hoping for this round. We'll see if it does. If it does, it will be met with a withering barrage of fire the moment it pokes out over here. But it would be foolish to do so. But sometimes the AI is exactly that. So let's see what its choice is. I believe it's moving now. Moves further this way. That was firing indirect still at the Battlemaster. Okay. Not ideal, but it'll be fine.
Commander?
Our Wolverine is going to continue to head up this direction as quickly as possible. And we will fire on the A11. We have reasonable hit odds here. Not great, but okay. That is a structure exposure on the A11. Very nice. The Battlemaster will also position up over here.
Position confirmed.
Is that in range of the LBX? No. Okay. We'll just potshot the lasers. Nope. We aren't surprised by that, but you never know. Sometimes you win those rolls.
Standing
Next
by.
up, the Black Knight. The Black Knight is going to position up over here. And we're going to fire on that A11. We're going to fire the rotary AC-5 and the FTL LRMs.
Taking the shot.
No hits at all. Unfortunate. The leader didn't hit,
No
so
joy.
that happens.
I'm ready.
However, the Awesome should be in a reasonable
No.
position to hit this guy. We'll roll another couple of 18% rolls,
Firing on target.
and we fail 2 more 18% rolls. It's not surprising, to be clear. These are only 18%.
Let's do this.
The Salamander is going to step up over here. We're going to continue putting our artillery on the Black Knight. One good hit, one very bad hit.
Good to go.
But at least it was still a hit. So we're going to step up with our Hector. And I think I want to... 12%. It's got to be this. We can only fire the one ERPPC, though.
Engaging target.
And we're not surprised when it doesn't hit. These guys are sitting really far back, remember. This is an extreme range that we're fighting at here. The Orion will move up, and we'll potshot on the A11. Another couple of 23% rolls, and that's at least one hit. It does not hit in the correct location to shoot it down, but that's okay. Shooting at the Hector? Okay, sure. And it actually hit up here. That's hilarious. It doesn't need to do that. That's really bad. The Centurion is going to move its way up, and we're going to fire on this A11. The A11 is extremely close to dead at this point.
Firing.
And there we go. Fantastic.
Vehicle trashed.
So there's that one down. The Condor is not going to do anything of note. The Shillelagh and the Prowler not really doing anything either. A little bit of damage into the Maxim, I suppose. That's fine. Hopefully the Maxim decides to leave that area that it's gone into. Maybe. Okay.
Good to go.
So the Wolverine is going to make its way up this road. And we're going to head up to here.
Moving fast.
We don't have any LOS on anything.
Orders?
The Awesome has no LOS either. So we're going to just move up here and sink heat.
Good to go.
The Battle Master, no LOS. We're going to move up the road. Sink heat.
Aye, aye.
The Black Knight, I don't want to fire indirect. We're going to move up the road,
Go into full throttle.
and that's it. Condor moves up, fires on the Maxim. That's fine. Okay.
Ready.
Next up is our Hector. The Hector does have LOS, and we can get, I think, slightly better LOS from here. Yes, this is slightly better LOS. And we'll just fire this. This is a pot shot. We'll see if we hit anything. Nope. Absolutely nothing.
Reporting negative damage.
What do you need?
Centurion can maybe get LOS off over this direction. I saw an LOS there. Where was that? I promise I saw an LOS. Here. Okay. Do it. Get up there. It's an obstructed LOS, but an LOS nonetheless.
Roger.
6 damage. Okay. The Prowler moves, fires on the Maxim, does 6 damage as well. And now we'll see what the Black Knight decides to do. Interesting. It's got multiple PPCs in addition to that artillery. Did not build up heat from that shot.
Receiving you.
Okay. Salamander's going to step forward here. And we're going to continue to fire those aerophores.
Roger that. Target confirmed.
That's 2 solid hits there. Nice armor shred.
I am out of LRMs.
Indeed, that's our last standard round.
Ready for orders.
Our Orion is going to position, actually I think over this way. And brace. There we go. Sink that heat down. And let's see what the Maxim decides to do. Maybe come down over here and engage? That would be ideal for us at this point. I'd love it if it gave us an LOS. And indeed it did. It's in a mineral field, but that's okay.
Waiting for orders.
So, the Wolverine. If we're going to go up and engage, it's going to have to be up this way.
Sprinting.
Okay.
Ready for orders.
The Awesome is actually going to backtrack and come over here to hit the Maxim. Hit odds are only 34%, but that is okay.
Engaging target.
We don't hit, we aren't shocked.
Missed.
Indeed.
Yeah.
The Centurion is going to continue taking these shots out over this direction.
Roger.
We'll get ourselves an evasive pip. It is obstructed, though.
Take this.
And we may actually be blocking our Hector's LOS here, now that I think about it. Yeah, that's something I definitely should have thought about.
Move
The Orion's going to move over this direction, and I think we fire the Heavy Rack 5 here. Yep. Light him up.
Roger.
That was a lot of damage into that Maxim.
Got something
Great.
done.
The Battle Master is going to continue up this way. And the Condor is going to fire on the Maxim, getting another 4 damage there.
Receiving you.
Our Hector can actually clear this LOS, so that's fine. We're going to do exactly that. And we'll go ahead and take this overheat this time. This is still just pot shots. And no hits, okay?
No joy.
Indeed not.
He's
It's
damaged.
very long range. Our Black Knight is going to head up over this way as well. No concerns there.
Waiting for orders.
The Salamander is going to step forward. Are we in range at this point of guided direct shots? No. This is not great odds. Yeah, I'm not shocked by that. This guy's so far out there. The Prowler firing on the Maxim, getting some solid hits there and a structure exposure. I like it. Black Knight moves. Fires on the Centurion. That's a light PPC. Okay.
Minimal damage on that hit.
Yep, not too bad. He skylined himself, though, I think. So that should be good for us. We can close in a bit. Shillelagh going for the Maxim. The Maxim will move now. It will move through the fire with that exposed structure, so it could actually die here. Although, I think the odds of that are low. Let's see what its plan is. It does move through the fire. Goes for the Shillelagh. Okay.
I'm receiving you.
Our Awesome, I would actually like to take out over this direction. Unfortunately, we don't get an LOS over here.
Full speed.
That's very sad. I am now sad. The Hector is going to position up here.
Hauling ass.
We're going to continue to fire on this guy. He's very long range still. We'll sink a tiny amount of heat and just fire like that. That is 2 misses. We're not shocked,
Hit.
but we are kind of sad.
Standing by.
The Battlemaster is going to continue its inexorable advance up the ridge.
Roger that.
Good to go.
Same with the Wolverine. We're closing in on him up there. Phase 19, the Shillelagh moves. It could take out the Maxim here. Okay.
Yes, boss.
The Salamander is going to step up. These are our last 2 Arrow 4s. Odds are not great. And we can't fire direct because we're still too far away. But
Roger.
there we go. We did get a hit there. That's a structure exposure on the Black Knight. I'm going to call that worse. Black Knight backs off into the mineral field. We're not shocked by this. And we don't have a direct LOS out over here. Okay. I'm going to position it here. And we're going to fire on the Black Knight. No point, I think, actually. We're just going to brace. Those hit odds are too low.
Yes, Commander.
The Black Knight is going to continue its advance up the ridge
On my way. Double
as
time.
well.
Good to go.
And the Orion should be more than capable of dealing with this Maxim. In reality, the Maxim will probably deal with itself, but we'll just do something like this. Actually, something like this.
Locking on.
That should guarantee the kill.
Scratch another target.
Okay, there we go. All that's left now is the Insurgent leader.
I'm out of SRMs.
So the Condor moves up, the Prowler. Yeah, that's all a thing.
Waiting for
Our
orders.
Awesome is going to position up over here. I want to get in as close as we can while still having LOS, which is here. It's
Roger
not
that.
very close, to be clear.
Roger that.
We're just pot-shotting, buying time for these guys to
No
get up
luck.
the ridge.
Commander.
The Wolverine is almost there. We'll position here.
Moving fast.
We're closing in.
Commander.
Same with the Black Knight, up over this way.
Move order confirmed.
Continue closing in. I meant to sprint that, but okay.
Receiving.
Battlemaster, head on up.
Understood. Moving fast.
Yes,
And at this
Commander.
point, the Orion is going to turn around and head over this way. Not like I expect it to really get too much done.
How's it going?
The Salamander is going to need to head over this way as
No
well.
shooting. Just running.
What do you need?
Centurion has a solid LOS here. Even if the hit odds aren't going to be great because of the range. Well, we got a little bit in there. Our allies are not particularly useful at this time. The Hector is just going to brace. It doesn't have the heat overhead to move, so that's fine. We will go ahead and sink the heat. Okay, firing at the Awesome. It's fine. And now next round. The Wolverine is getting very close. In fact, we can get an LOS here. It's obstructed, but we can get something. That's good. We need something here. Yeah, a reasonable hit there. Next round, I think, is the round that this guy dies.
Commander.
So that'll be great. The Battlemaster will move up.
Roger. Full speed.
And the Black Knight will move up as well.
Affirmative.
Waiting for
The Hector is going to step to here.
Moving out.
This is obstructed LOS, but we'll take it. Okay, both PPCs missed, but the HVAC 5 hit. Nice.
Commander.
The Awesome is going to position up over here, I think.
Got it,
We don't get
Commander.
an LOS, but that's fine.
Receiving.
Salamander is going to move up over here. Once again, we don't get an LOS.
Yeah.
The Centurion is fine where it's at. We have an unobstructed LOS. Let's continue throwing some damage at this guy. Tiny amount of damage there.
Receiving you.
So at this point, the Orion is going to step over this way.
On my way.
No LOS, of course, or rather no range, but that's fine. The Condor moves up. I just can't believe how far away this guy is. Yeah, he's going for the Wolverine, but that doesn't matter. He moved up the hill. That may actually be good for us, or it may be bad. We'll find out. Okay. What's our LOS situation going to look like? So the Wolverine is going to Vigilance here so that we can sprint. And we're going to sprint up to here. We don't get LOS there, but that's fine.
Ready
The
for orders.
Battlemaster is going to sprint forward as well.
No shooting, just running.
Yes, Commander.
The Hector is not able to get an LOS over here.
On the move.
Okay.
What do you need?
The Centurion is also not able to get an LOS, so moving up the hill was not good for us.
Standing by.
The Awesome will just move up
Roger
over
that.
here, I guess.
Awaiting
And the
orders.
Black Knight will close on in. You can't keep this up forever, right? That's the thing. We're closing in.
Waiting for orders.
The Orion is going to head up over this way,
Understood.
and that'll be
Moving
fine.
fast.
Our allies not going to be of
Yes,
too much
Commander.
use here. The Salamander will
my
move up
way.
as well and brace. And let's see what he does. He comes back down and does not fire. An interesting choice, to be sure. Okay.
Waiting for orders.
Our Wolverine can position right down here, has a solid LOS, a little further than we'd like to be, but overall, I think this is fine. We're going to not fire this laser for sure.
Right, Commander.
It's a sawed-off thumper. Okay.
Critical hit, Commander.
So that was underwhelming with its damage output, actually.
Commander.
So the Awesome is going to want to position somewhere where it has an LOS, ideally. Unfortunately, I don't think such a place exists at this time.
No shooting. Just running.
This is a very awkward location for him to be.
Ready for orders.
The Hector can position out over here, and so we shall. And we'll just fire everything we've got. Odds are low. Okay, I don't think anything hit
Aye, aye.
there. The Black Knight is going to position... is going to reserve.
Copy that.
Because I want the Battle Master to guaranteed have a good position. Okay, this is fine. We'll position
move.
the Black
Full
Knight
speed.
here. And we're going to light this guy up.
Affirmative.
Solid.
Inflicted some heavy damage.
Okay. Condor moves up. He gets to move. Hits that Wolverine fairly hard, but we're okay.
Ooh, took a heavy hit there.
You're fine.
Reporting. Heavy damage.
At this point, the Orion isn't really able to get anywhere of note.
Hauling ass.
We'll just position over here.
Standing by.
The Salamander is going to be out of range.
On the move.
That's not helpful. However,
Yep.
the Centurion can back off to... how about here? And we can fire a pot shot at the Black Knight. Probably not going to hit. But we're going to give it our very level best.
Aye, aye. Engaging target.
I say as I forgot to use Warlord. Well,
LRMs are out.
that's the thing. The Shillelagh is going to move up, as is the Prowler. And now we're going to move in our Black Knight into an obstructed LOS.
Here we go.
Okay. Better off with Deadfire here? We are not. Gonna not fire the LRMs because of heat.
Engaging target.
Okay, good armor shred on the Black Knight. Next round is when he's in serious danger. Okay, so our Wolverine is going to close in to over here. This is
On my
ideal
way.
range for the Wolverine. I'm going to Vigilance it, because he's been prioritizing attacking it. We're going to, I think, not fire our heavy lasers here, but everything else.
Firing on target.
Solid. He is now panicked. The Awesome is going to pop over to here,
Confirmed.
where we can fire a couple of heavy PPCs. Hit odds are low, but we'll give it a go.
Locked and loaded.
Ooh, that's at least
Here it
one hit.
comes.
One hit. Nice.
Good to go.
The Salamander is not able to do anything at all, sadly.
Taking a protective stance.
The Hector is. We're going to fire those ERPPCs and the HVAC 5. I will take this overheat.
Burn.
That's at least one hit. That was solid, actually. Pilot is bleeding out. That was a head
lot
hit.
of heat, Commander.
No, that wasn't a head hit. Look how much armor we've removed and how little internal damage we've done to this Black Knight. That's that range for you, though. So the Battle Master is just going to stay put, and we're going to fire on this guy. Not the improved heavy laser.
Affirmative.
Okay. That's some internal damage
Scored
there.
critical hit.
He is now panicked. Our
Standing
Black
by.
Knight is going to step up to here.
On the move.
Now we're starting to see some LRM 20 hit odds. Nice. Do it. This is very likely a kill here. And there we go.
Mech destroyed.
That took a lot longer than I was anticipating. There's no doubt about that.
Successful.
And it's mostly because that guy was just sitting out on a mountain in the middle of nowhere for no reason. Insane. Well, we managed to get our way up there. We didn't take all that much damage. It should be fine. Yeah, we ended up getting 913k after all of our costs were reduced. So that is nice. That's a solid amount. And we took a little bit of internal damage, but in reality, that was just through armor stuff. It should be okay. As far as all of this stuff goes, I'm not sure we're actually interested in any of it. Really? Only the one Black Knight part available. Okay, we're going to take the one Black Knight part. Maybe the heavy PPC, but we do have heavy PPCs. Sheathed Beacon. We could take that. Unless there's anything else that we see here. No, I think we take the sheathed beacon. Sounds good. What else do we get? Machine gun plus, quality 2. Sure. Or quantity 2, rather. Armor, quantity 5. We'll get rid of that. We do have an XL engine. I'm just going to sell this one. Generic structure and heavy rifle ammo. Okay. That's pretty mediocre. There's also a RogueTech part that we got there. That's not going to scrap for very much. Well, this is well after time to put a cut in, so we're just going to see what Yang thinks it's going to cost. In the meantime, you can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings. And let's see that estimate, Yang. My bet, we took some decently heavy armor damage, and there was some internal damage, although really not much. My bet is somewhere around perhaps 80,000 C-bills. We'll see how accurate that is. Any moment now, Yang. Any moment now. 100k? That's about in the ballpark of where I thought it would be. Yeah, sounds good. And in terms of repairs here, we're just going to do something like that. Fantastic. We'll deploy when these are all done repairing, of course. That will be, I think, before this financial report. So, hopefully. At any rate, that cut needs to go in now. So I will see you all next time.